Hello everybody, it's Uncle Dave. Today we're gonna make a Thai dish that has been made so easy by our Thai brothers and sisters, Thai red curry. We're gonna use prepared Thai red curry paste. It's super easy, so if that sounds good to you, come on back and let's make this dish. We're gonna start off with this. This is called Thai red curry paste. You can find it just about anywhere. Some are better than others, but the first thing we're gonna do is put this in some oil and cook it off. Now, why are we gonna do that? Well, let me just say that some flavors that we put in food are oil soluble and some are water soluble. So things like alums, like garlic and onion here, these you can put in water and they'll get all throughout the dish. Some are fat soluble, and so that's why we're starting by putting this in the fat. I'm gonna use, I don't know, probably all of it, but we're gonna start with this bit here. I'm just gonna mash it into the oil, kind of get it all wet, and you'll see it start to bubble up for us here. Now, I'm trying this two-camera thing, so if you cannot see it, that means it didn't work out. But I have an overhead camera here that's being held together, frankly, with twist ties and Jesus. Sort of like me, really. All right. Oh, yeah, that's looking nice. So we're going to keep at that. Now, in this other little pot here, let me just swing that. You see we have some boiling water, and I have rinsed some rice here. And we're just going to put it here in the boiling water. Now, however much rice you think you need, this I think is about 1.5 cups of rice, and boy, I may have chosen the wrong pot for that. But you know, we live in faith, so let's see what happens. I'm already making a mess. That's probably, I expected to do that, really. All right, let's look at our paste here. Oh yeah, that's looking nice, kind of pasty. All right, so to the paste here, we're gonna add some of our yummies, the aromatics. So here we have onion. I'm gonna put a whole onion in there. And I think this looks a little bit dry, so I thought about that. Got a little oil here, I'm gonna put that in there too. So we started out with oil, I don't think it was enough. Let's just toss this around, let everything get nice and acquainted in that pot. Once we start seeing some action there in the pot, then we can move on to the next step, which is more. So in this little piece here, what I have is ginger. Now, ginger is a root. It looks real weird. It has a papery skin on the outside of it. I don't have any ginger today, and the reason why is because I live in a house with 2 people and I can't eat a whole ginger, so I will peel it, use what I need, which is usually like a 1-inch piece, and then the rest of the root I cut up really fine and store in the freezer, which is really helpful for dishes. And I have ginger for a long time. I do the same thing with garlic. This is garlic here. I get it by the bag because I don't want to peel the garlic because I'm lazy like that. And I chop it all up and store it in the freezer. It's better than the stuff that comes in the jar, but you use whatever you want to use, okay? This is your recipe. So I'm hearing a little bit of sizzle sizzle. I'm gonna go ahead and add this garlic. Now, there is garlic and ginger in the paste already. This is just gonna cement those flavors a little bit. Also, I think it benefits from a little bit of extra. And these are Asian flavors that probably you eat all the time, and so why not use them? You know what? That's what's gonna happen when you do it too, and we just gonna roll with it. Now, I am having a hard time with the new setup here. I have a setup on the edge of the counter here because this is my actual oven, but you know, it's really hard to record like that. So here we have it set up on the edge, and it's gonna work just fine as long as I can keep from spilling everything. All right, let's see. No use crying over spilled water. All righty. So Oh, I know this counter is gonna look so shiny. It probably needed to be wiped anyway. This is a microfiber cloth. So why it won't pick up nothing, I don't know. I think it's just acting up because y'all are watching me make a mistake right now. But you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and put this paste over here. Well, we might have to come back to that later. So let's talk about the things we're gonna put in this. Today, I'm gonna use chicken. I enjoy chicken, it's cheap. Well, cheap-ish these days. And I have cut it very thinly. I will give you a little tip. If you put it on a piece of a paper plate or a regular plate, put it in the freezer for 15 to 20 minutes. It'll firm up a little bit, and then you can cut it across the grain. And this becomes very, very tender because you've taken all of you've cut it so thinly that it just remains tender. So there's that. These are carrots, just regular old carrots. Usually I use one pepper. This is about the equivalent of one pepper, but I have several different colors here because I knew my nieces and nephews were coming over. I wanted to make it pretty, right? And then this right here, this is a chayote squash. It's spelled Chayote. I don't know if this is something that people would use in Thailand or not. I suspect that it is because I know that it grows in warm areas. I am familiar with this because of Mexican cooking and Tex-Mex cooking. This goes in Mexican meatballs and soups and stews and all kinds of things. So it really is lovely. And if you can get your hands on this, I got it at Walmart. I live in the Midwest. So I think that you might want to try using that. If you're not comfortable with that, use a couple of zucchinis, a squash or two, and you'll just cook the mixture for about 15 minutes, then add the squash. Because you know how squash is, you cook it and I don't know, after about 10 minutes it starts looking like it had a stroke. So yeah, so this is man, look at her. Look at her. That looks sexy, really, it does. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put 1 can of coconut milk, just whatever coconut milk you can find there. Also, something I wanna show you, and I hope that you can see it from the camera, but this coconut milk, it's solid, and that's why I can't pour it. What happens is it isn't homogenized like milk is in the United States or anything. It's its own product. So you're gonna get some coconut fat on the top, which adds a whole lot of flavor, and then you're going to get the coconut water and milk. That's what makes this all so great. So, look at there. All right, so let's stir that in and let it come to a boil, and then we'll go to the next step. So, I will tell you that I learned about Thai food in general as an adult. I must have been in my mid-20s. I come from a small place in central Texas. I grew up in the 90s and 80s. And, you know, it's black, white, and Hispanic. And most of the Hispanics in that part of Texas are either like Tejanos that have lived there for generations, or they're Mexicans. So not a lot of exposure to different cultures. Even Asian cultures. Now, there were a couple of Chinese food restaurants, but it's American Chinese food, and I'm not a real fan, if I'm being honest. I kind of think of it as one note, all kind of gloppy sauces. So how do you make a Texas boy like Asian food? Oh, I don't know, make it spicy. That's a good start. And boy, Thai food is spicy. And let me just tell you something else about this paste. There are certain pastes that if you get, they will light you on fire. So I just want to let you know that you want to be judicious with the paste. Now, if you get the one that kind of looks like a hockey puck, it's in a little aluminum can or a steel can. I think it's aluminum can. And I think that the entire contents of that is about right for this amount of curry that we're making today. All right, my rice has been cooking here for a bit. I'm just gonna turn that off. Now, our curry here is starting to bubble, boil in trouble. And the next thing we're gonna do is go ahead and cook off our chicken here. So I'm just gonna add that to the hot tub here. Let's see if we can do that without making another mess. Girl, look at me, look at me. Look how I'm looking. Not funny this time. All right, so this, we're gonna get the cooking process started on this. I like to add this at this particular moment because if you add it in a bit, sometimes it can make the broth look really cloudy and weird because, you know, when you cook things, basically you're denaturing the proteins in there and they can get stringy and white looking and things like that. This way, it just kind of stays looking like it's looking. Now, in regards to the vegetables, these are the ones that I've chosen today. Of course, we already have our onion in there, but I have seen all manner of thing in there. I have seen sweet potatoes, African yams, I've seen bamboo shoots, lots and lots of stuff. I really don't think you can go wrong. Now, to this is not, I don't know why I'm hollering. You're right there. Anyway, nephew, this is not traditional, but I'm going to add a little bit of caldo. This is chicken bouillon. Now, why am I adding this? Well, I'm going to just be honest with you. This is MSG for white people. So white people, when they tried to introduce MSG into our food, they were like, no, we don't like this. But where it did really catch on is soups and stews, bouillons, sauces, tons of MSG in those things. And so for a lot of us, especially if you grow up eating a bunch of ramen noodles, this tastes more like chicken than chicken. And it's because it's full of MSG. All right, and then to that, I'm gonna add just probably about a teaspoon of sugar. That might have been a little shy. Let me try again. Bam. Who am I? Emerald Lagasse? Anyway. So, but I will say that since getting to know some of the Asian foods and cultures, I love Thai food, Vietnamese food. Still not a American Chinese food fan, but I've heard and tasted some wonderful things. And of course, I'm a part Filipino, which I know. I can see me too. I understand what you're saying, but, and I of course was not raised in that culture because my grandmother had passed away before I was even born. But I am a nurse, and if you've ever met any Filipinos, they were probably nurses. The other thing is they're sort of like the miscongeniality of the Asian world, so they're super sweet, and if you sound like you're interested in their culture, they will tell you, which is very nice and beautiful. A lid on it, but I don't think I will. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and add some of these vegetables now, I think. So that is one entire chayote squash. She looks like, I don't know, like a pear, and this one was pretty large. Maybe like avocado a little bit, or a pear. So I encourage you to use that ingredient if you're not familiar with it, if you can get your hands on it. And I did make it very thin, but it has really good structural integrity. So I think it's gonna hold together in there. And then this is our pepper. This is about 1 pepper. Let's go ahead and stir that up. Woo! She's looking good. Yeah. All right. And then the last thing is these carrots. Now I've sliced them very thinly on the bias. Don't worry about that too much. What you really should try to do is get the veg kind of in the same size. And I do like to have a little variety. That's why I have, you know, half moons of squash and oblong carrots and strips of pepper. I think it's very nice. Now this is looking a little dry, so I think what you'll want to do is add just a little bit of water, but be judicious. I would probably add like a 1/4 cup of water, and I'll find the lid to this pot, we'll cover it, And this needs to sit for 25, 35 minutes, somewhere around there. So let me put just a little bit of water. I'll find the lid to the pot, and then I'll come back and we'll show you what's in the pot. All right, so I just poured this in here without thinking, and I didn't have the camera on, but this is our curry. It's finished, and it smells delightful. Now, something I want to let you know that I didn't think of earlier is I had some fish sauce sitting over here on the side, and you're probably thinking, oh, he forgot to put that in. To be honest with you, I don't love fish sauce just by itself. It is definitely a acquired taste, and I'm not sure that I've acquired it. I enjoy it in the curry, and I did taste it, and I didn't think it needed it, so I left it out. In the prepared curry paste that I've asked you to use, it has shrimp paste in there, and I think that that's also doing some of that same stuff. So we're going to leave it like it is. I tasted it, which is something you can do with a dish like this. So go ahead and taste yours. And I would like to say that all of this veg is very soft, but all of it is still together. So you can serve this with anything. I would say cilantro, culantro, red onion, and definitely a little bit of lime. I'm sorry, green onion, what I have here. And definitely a little bit of lime is the way to go for me. I love the lime. I think it kind of wakens up anything that has a little bit of spice to it, kind of like you would do in like menudo or chicken tortilla soup or something like that. So you did see how I wiped the rim. I think that's really important. Makes it look pretty. You eat with your eyes. All right. I should have thought ahead of that, but I did not. But here I have these soup bowls. We're going to go ahead and plate them in the soup bowls. And there's a couple of ways to do this. I would probably just take the rice, which, by the way, you saw me make that big mess with the rice. And I was even kind of worried that the rice wouldn't turn out well because of that. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with the rice. And that's the thing. People will make you think, oh, I can't do this kind of food because I don't know it, and la, 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 la. It's just they're just trying to psych you out. It's ridiculous. So try it. One of the ways you can plate this, and this is kind of old-fashioned now and a little bit fussy, but I do like this method in case you're trying to save on some dishes because you then don't have to have a serving vessel for the rice. So, or the stew, you could just dump it right, the curry there, you could just dump it right into the, you could dish it right out of the pan. Goodness, sound it out. All right. So this is a 1/2 cup measure, and it's an interesting shape. I like that. And you kind of pack it in there a little bit. You don't want it to change the texture of the rice, but if the rice is cooked properly, it really won't anyway. And then you can kind of just invert it right there on the middle, which is hard to get in the middle. And now you have this little bloop bloop of rice. Isn't that cute? And so then the next thing you would do, let me see if I can find a ladle. Oh, look at me. All right. The next thing you'll do is take little ladles full, and you can put that around the rice so that you can still see the little rice ball. And yeah, it's kind of cute. I like that. So you can definitely do that way, but it is a little bit fussy. Make sure that you get enough of the stuff and of the sauce, because really that's it. That's the best part, is the sauce, in my opinion. All right, almost there. Okay, so if you're really picky, you can take that little pepper strip and make sure that's not on there. And then I'm going to use a paper towel, but you can use whatever. I'm just going to make sure that we clean up the rim here on that. And you can go ahead and set the table if you want to, but I will tell you that for me, this is good enough. So there's that. Now I'm just going to put a couple of lime wedges here on the side so that if people want to use them, they can. And if not, they just look pretty. And then I'm going to use all of the green and maybe even just a little bit of the white. All right. Here we go. Look how pretty that looks. Doesn't that look pretty like a picture? And then, of course, the other way to do it would be to just dig into the rice. You put a layer of rice and then you put a layer of the curry on top of it. And then you spoon your curry. I'm not going to do that because it's just me right here, right now. But when Uncle Mike gets home, we might experiment a little bit. So I think today I'm just going to have some right here at the counter. I want to show you what it's like. All right. So if you want, you can, oh, also, let me just mention this. You can see like little balls or separation in the coconut milk. That's not wrong. That's normal and that's fine and that's right. So let me just put a little bit of lemon juice. Oh, it smells divine. All right. It's one of those dishes that's like comforting. It kind of makes you nostalgic for a home that you never knew. Like I feel Thai eating this. I'm a white dude in Missouri and I feel like I'm Thai right now. Don't let this psych you out. Make this. It is so good. It's so good. You'll love it. Your family will love it. It's super easy. And it's something that you're not doing, I bet. You know, you can only eat so many chili dogs and you make probably the same 10 dishes over and over again. I know that because I do the same thing. This may not be one of them for you, but it ought to be. Well, nieces and nephews, this is Thai red curry. I'm your Uncle David. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you make the dish. Like and subscribe to the channel. And come see me next week. Bye.